Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing my What Sold, which will be for the beginning of last week, Monday through Thursday, October 20th through the 23rd, and sales were normal. Not fourth quarter normal, but normal. But after this, it got really good for a few days, and now I'm back to pitiful. I just don't understand what is going on with eBay. Don't understand. It is what it is, right? We're just going to keep doing our thing, and hopefully it's going to pick up because it's almost November tomorrow. All right, had some decent sales on Etsy, and with this new change, I am really focusing on getting a bunch of stuff on Etsy. And hopefully that's going to counterbalance my lack of sales that I'm anticipating when I turn promoted listings off next month. Because not next month, December. That's my plan. I know of some people who have already turned it off just on principle. And you know what? They're doing okay so far.
I got to confess to interrupting Rebel's process of her plan of December 1st, because when we've done this before, turn off the promoted listings or do something, turn off sales, that sort of thing.
Lower it, anything.
Sales take a plummet, and I told her that like 2 weeks before like the end of the major Christmas shopping. Well, Christmas shopping, online goes up to like the 20th or something. So I told her that we should at least get a couple weeks into December before we turn that off, because we don't want to ruin 2 weeks of good Christmas shopping for us before turning it off and suffering through a month or two of decreased sales, and then hopefully they'll come back up.
If it doesn't get any better, then does it really matter? This is not fourth quarter sales for me. It's not, other than a few nice days. Nope. But you hear that sigh? Just accept it. Although Robert told me this morning eBay's stock took a hit already.
That came from got junk in our trunk.
Yep. So, sellers aren't happy. Buyers don't notice this stuff. They don't know about this stuff unless somebody tells them. But sellers are not happy. And, I've read lots and lots of posts on Facebook about it already. And, some people are like, I already anticipate paying promoted listings on everything anyway. So it's, same old for them. But it's principle at this for me. There's no reason for this other than more money for them. Less money.
This was going to snatch $4,000, $4,500 out of our pocket for no benefit to us. It's just, they're just saying, hey, we're just doing this.
We're going to do it.
And this is one of those eBay partner network that we're a part of. We have links. You click the link to our website and we have links to the boxes and stuff we buy. If you click on one of those links and then go buy something in 24 hours,
24 hours,
not 30 days from now like eBay does to the sellers, we only get credit for those things purchased within the next 24 hours. But eBay wants credit for 30 days worth. And it's just not right. It's just, it's hypocritical based on the way they treat the people that they pay out the, marketing to, for people, advertising for them. And it's wrong. And
yep. And my friend Beth made me make this connection the other day. You know how at the eBay Open, they've been talking about not doing end and sell similar because it hurts you in the Google search. But y'all, if you end and do sell similar, they lose those clicks also.
Because it's a brand new item to them,
a new listing,
and there won't be any previous clicks associated with it. And it's not saying that somebody won't have clicked on it before it buys, but it definitely severs 30 days worth of clicks on it.
Yep. And if you're ending it and somebody clicked on it 3 or 4 days ago or 2 weeks ago, they lose that because that listing is, so it just kind of seems a little devious, I think. A little devious and just a money grab. And I'm not happy, and I'm going to turn it off. And hopefully never turn it back on again, just on principle. I keep saying I want to work less and play more. This may just be the shove. The shove for me to just kind of back off and, maybe pivot and do something else. something different. Let me go ahead and share with you. I think it was 4 sales on Etsy. And then I had a couple of really good sales, which helped that 4-day period. And then Robert's store was still moving right along. It hasn't regrouped since he changed the shipping to flat rate. So he said by this weekend he was going to make a decision on what he was going to do. So,
and my decision might be to wait another week.
Wait another week. It's a lot of work to pivot sometimes with, making business decisions. So, all right, let me get to it.
I want to add that, and I talked about this in our last video, that when I was making those changes, I had a lot of sales that weekend. So I might just go in and start monkeying with raising prices up and down by a quarter or something, because they don't all need to be in 68 or 99 or whatever. I just go and start messing with prices up and down, up and down, up and down. Who knows?
I personally think he needs to go back to calculated shipping.
I personally think she needs to mind her own dang business.
Uh-huh. All right, first thing that sold on Etsy was this Tyco kitty kitten, one of the ones that I paid $1 for. I think this is like the 3rd one that has sold on Etsy. And this little calico sold for $71.95. And then I took an offer on this. For some reason, the little red marker thing doesn't work on this page. But it was a My Little Pony Sea Splasher turtle with its little comb and float, and it sold for an offer of $30. Russ BB Brown Bear plush. I love when I find the Russ plush that's they have the diaper and the little pacifier. A lot of times one or both of them are missing. I think there's a gorilla also that's in this series, but this one sold for $22.45. And then last but not least was this Aurora and A&A plush tabby cat that sold for $31.45. And then eBay. First thing that sold was this Avon Susie Witch fiber optic doll. I do not remember where I got this from. I'm wondering if it was from the lady that we went to an estate sale, and her mom had been selling Avon, and she took me into the house and let me go through a closet full of Avon. This may have been from that, and it sold for $17.95. I just don't like buying ceramic stuff. I just need to quit because it takes forever for me to get this stuff sold. I'm not good at it. But this finally sold. It took about 1.5 years, but it was an N.S. Gustin sleeping cat, and it sold for $17.96. This was a very quick and nice sale. When we were at the bins this last time in St. Louis, I came across a bins, and it was full of vintage dollhouse stuff. Most of it was Fisher Price. This set is called the Dream Series. I just decided to make a huge lot and list it high. And I think this sold the same day I listed it. This is going through eBay International to Australia. But this person bought this family and cat lot of 11. She paid $150 for it. And then she bought this pieces were to a camper loving family camper set. It was just pieces off of the van and some of the other stuff, and it sold for $32. So it was $182 for stuff that I picked up out of one bins at St. Louis. This brand is E-Tone. Thank goodness the bears are moving. A lot of them are selling for not very much, but I'm making them gone because I wanted to get my inventory numbers way down, get rid of a lot more of the long-term stuff that I've had, and focus on all the newer stuff that I have been picking up. But this little 1986 bear sold for $13.45. Cartoon Network, bin 10. One was called Forearms. The other one is Chromastone. And they sold for a best offer of $15. I think this is the first set. I had 2 sets, different sets of these. And I think I've already sold the second one also. They were bins pickups. This is a Walmart Frosted Brown Rabbit Plush, sold for $9.86. Make it gone, y'all. The rabbits and the bears are things I'm definitely going to move away from and only purchase stuff that has faster sell-through rate and sells for more. There was a time. These Chosun heart-to-heart bears I have sold in the past 100, 120, but the price just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. This was one of the bears that I picked up at that private pick estate sale that we went to. I ended up selling this for $40. This was another nice sale. These were all Baby Morgan blankets, but it wasn't the high dollar ones. These were just mostly the thermal weave blankets that don't sell for a whole lot. I want to say I paid $1 each for them at a yard sale. And these, I think I had a lot of 2 and then 2 singles. And they also, the 3 sets sold for $76.35. Aurora Dr. Seuss Lorax plush sold for $8.96. These were Christmas ornaments. I'm pretty sure I picked up at the bins. Anytime I see Wonder Shop, Target, even some of the Walmart Christmas ornaments, if I can get a bunch of them all at one time, I'm going to pick them up. And this set sold for $25. A lot of times at the bins, like one whole bin will just be Christmas stuff. And so I'm just digging through it, trying to find stockings and Christmas ornaments. And a lot of times I do find, you know, some vintage, but even this type of stuff is definitely worth picking up because I'm not paying very much for them at all. Best Made Toys. I love that brand. This was kind of a really realistic looking leopard plush. Sold in about, sold I think the same day I listed it. I'm looking at the dates. This one sold $26.95. It hadn't even gone on sale yet. Minnie Mouse Talking Plush sold for $10.76. IKEA Bengal Tiger Plush. I find a lot of IKEA stuff at the St. Louis bins. There's a huge IKEA just right across the street. Love finding that brand. And they tend, not always, but they tend to sell pretty quickly for me. This one sold probably in like 9 days for $15. Purple Rabbit Plush. Again, I'm really focusing on decreasing prices on rabbits and bears. And this one sold for $12.11. This was a nice sale. I picked this up at an estate sale this past summer. I paid $20 for it, but it's Bluebird, which is vintage Polly Pocket stuff. This was a Cinderella's Hidden Treasures Castle. It had 9 figures. Some of them were still in their like original little casing that held them in place. I went ahead and took them out because I wasn't selling this as new anyway. Listed it high, and I finally got a $140 offer, which I went ahead and accepted. Jellycat, look how cute. Beatrice the Butterfly Plush. This was a bins pickup. Robert tends to be the one finding all of the bins, the Jellycats at the bins. It's just odd. I very seldom find any. It's him. And this one sold very quickly again, probably 3 days, 4 days, $35.95. Douglas Baby Brown Sloth Plush sold for $13.72. Applause Corduroy the Bear Plush. Very cute. Again, another very quick sell. Took about 5 days. Took a best offer of $16 for it. Churchill Willow Rosa Serving Bowl. I want to say we paid $50, $75 for a huge, 2 huge boxes of them. And we sold a lot of it right away. And I'm now down to just a few pieces, I think, left. And this serving bowl. At this point, if it's, I'm going to take offers immediately just to finish it up. And it sold $15. Sunbeam Mixmaster turntable sold for $13.45. Power Rangers pop-up book. It was in really nice condition. I want to say I paid $1 for it at a yard sale. Sold for $9.95. Russ Patooties little mini King Charles Spaniel plush sold for $13.45. America We Go white monkey plush sold for $22.
Y'all, this is the point in the video where we're supposed to have something really intriguing and exciting to talk about that leads you here from the really catchy title and video thumbnail. And I got nothing.
Just working, right? Next is this May department store. I don't know that one. Christmas nylon bear stocking sold for $13.45. Aerosmith men's permanent vacation t-shirt sold for $17.71. White Mountain jigsaw puzzle. This was Christmas books. Perfect time of year for that. Y'all, we were putting together a 1,000-piece puzzle the other night, and we could tell. And right at the end, of course, there was 2 pieces that we were not going to get. We're moving on to the next one.
Which I picked out, and she started whining about how hard it was going to be.
It's Santa Claus. We're trying to do the Christmas ones. It's Santa Claus. And he's most of the puzzle, so he's all red and white, and then there's like dark night all the way around him. Just dark. I mean, there's no...
Okay, there are signs on the wall. There's toys in front of him. What we're having is we're having a whole lot of hyperbole right here.
It does not look pleasant. Babe and a pig in the city plush. This is one of the talking ones. So yes, I have video showing that it works. And it sold for $17.95. Took about a month to sell. Fisher Price Little People swimming pool. This is the vintage Little People stuff. And this was part of that $65 bunch that I picked up at a thrift store. I've already sold quite a bit out of it. And this part sold for $14. Old Navy denim skirt sold for $13.21. And y'all, they've paid shipping on all of this except for the Polly Pocket, which I told you the high dollar stuff I've made free shipping. So this is chalkware wall hanging grapes from 1967, sold for $16.16. McCrory Corp wrinkled dog plush. Again, it was another quick sale, 10 days, $13.45. Walmart cream and gray dog plush sold for $16.15. This was another nice sale. This is Kids of America, which I spelled that wrong and didn't catch it. Clown plush. These were large, 24 inches. And I took a best offer on them for $40. Dora the Explorer magnifying glass. This has been listed forever and ever. And it's gone. $8.96. It went to one of the little plastic Dora the Explorer backpacks. Spark Create Imagine yellow giraffe plush sold for $10. Probably I'm going to start staying away from that brand, unless it's going to sell very quickly, because a lot of these just have started taking forever. And then last but not least in this store was Echo Unlimited men's denim jean shorts sold for $24.04. What are you doing?
Just see if you're paying attention to me.
And in Robert's store, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7 items sold those 4 days. This is Gap Curvy Low-Rise Women's Jeans sold for $11.89. And this is before, because look at the shipping. This is still before you made changes. Or you were doing the changes, I think. All right, BKE Derrick Men's Jeans sold for $30. Talbot's Flawless Girlfriend Jeans sold for $17. Men's Black Matchstick Cargo Pants sold for $12.50. Lucky Brand Men's Jeans sold for $26.71. Old Navy Diva Skinny Jeans sold for $11.41. Not something we should keep picking up. American Eagle Women's Shorts, $13.21.
It seemed like when we started selling clothes, Old Navy women's clothes jeans were doing all right, but they don't do so great for us anymore. So I've mostly stopped picking them up unless they're like, bell bottoms, or really flared, that sort of thing. Men's jeans, I'll still pick them up because they just do better. So we did some quick calculations for Old Navy women's jeans in general, not a specific style. There are 71,000 listed and 6,800 sold.
In the last 90 days.
The last 90 days. So there are 10.4 times as many listed as have sold. For the men, there are 10,000 listed and 1,700 sold for 5.9 listed for every one sold. So the men's jeans sell through quite a bit faster than the women's jeans do on Old Navy in general. There may be a brand that is different, but in general, that's what I find. Men's jeans sell significantly faster than women's jeans.
All right, it's time. I'm actually calling it a day, but if you need to, it's time to get to work. Bye.